Tonight on News 5 Live, national leaders offer condolences on passing of former PM. Dean Barrow comments on Shine's description of his parliamentary role on U.S. talk show. And Lord Ashcroft asks which stevedores should get the port privatization compensation. These stories and more up next on News 5 Live.
Las tradiciones son atemporales, pero mantenerse al día es necesario. DigiWallet me permitirá hacer todas mis compras favoritas. Es fácil y seguro. Solo es agregar dinero a mi DigiWallet y ya puedo irme de compras en mis tiendas locales favoritas. Oye tú, a mi familia le encanta. A mí también. Es nuestra nueva tradición. DigiWallet, próximamente.
Are you looking for the right product to keep your family and your home safe? Then Spark Alcohol is exactly what you've been looking for. It prevents the spread of many diseases. It's also fast drying, safe, and conveniently packaged in a spray bottle. Protect your family and your home with Spark Alcohol. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank contactless MasterCard debit card. Introducing our standard debit and MasterCard Platinum debit cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, February 11th. I am Sabrina Daly. It's official. Shine Barrow and Tracy Panton will face each other for leadership of the United Democratic Party on March 27th. Both candidates have submitted letters to the chairman of the United Democratic Party expressing their desire to run for the office of party leader. The leader of the opposition is presently out of the country on what he describes as an official visit to the United States. Upon his return, it is expected that Barrow will actively campaign against the Albert area representative for the vacant seat. For delegates, it will be the second time in a year that they will be going to the polls, on the heels of a similar scandal involving former party leader Patrick Faber. The entire fiasco is a disappointment for stalwarts of the once powerful political organization, including former Prime Minister Dean Barrow.
Of course, like all persons of goodwill who feel for democracy, who feel not just for the UDP, but for our country, I greatly regret all the turmoil that we've witnessed in the UDP, the upheavals that's been a recurring theme and that came to a head with the events of the last couple of weeks. I hope, though, that now there will be some kind of cleansing, some kind of catharsis, and that the party can move forward, can conduct the convention for a successor to the now departed leader in as amicable a fashion as possible. Perhaps I ought to refrain that. No contested convention will ever be amicable, be amiable. But I hope the convention will be as free from rancor and personalism as is possible in this imperfect world and in this imperfect game or enterprise called politics. I sincerely wish that. I think that the party needs to heal. I think the country and democracy both need for the UDP to heal. And so I fervently, sincerely wish that we can get over this convention, choose a new leader with minimum animosity, with minimum name calling and finger pointing, and that at the end of that convention, whoever emerges as leader will be able to unite the party. Whichever of the two candidates loses will be able to say and mean and demonstrate a willingness to support the winner and to come together so that the United Democratic Party can return to its ideals, return to its roots, and move forward in a manner that will convince people that it has gotten its act together, that is a worthy opponent to the ruling party, and that indeed it deserves to once again become the government of this country.
The appointment of Shine Barrow as leader of the opposition was met with criticism in some corners of the United Democratic Party, particularly among those who argued that the UDP constitution should have been invoked during the selection process. That was the position taken by Albert area representative Tracy Panton, a sentiment echoed by Patrick Faber upon his resignation from the leadership of the party. The question has always been whether the constitution of the UDP supersedes the constitution of Belize. Not only is Dean Barrow a former three-time prime minister and party leader, he is also a seasoned attorney. This morning, he weighed in on what seemed to have been a legal debate.
There was an argument or a position put forward that the Constitution of the United Democratic Party perhaps ought to have been what was followed in terms of selecting or appointing the leader of the opposition. I believe this was brought forward by the Albert era representative and was supported in principle by the former party leader. Can you share with us your position on
With the greatest respect, I think that is completely wrong for two reasons. The UDP's, the party's constitution comes into play in particular circumstances. There are triggers that lead to this end result of the parties being able to say that so and so, the longest serving member in the House, should become the leader of the opposition. Suffice it to say that none of those triggers applied in the particular circumstances of this matter. That's the first point. In any event, though, the party constitution of the United Democratic Party cannot prevail against the constitution of the country. The constitution of the country is quite clear as to how the leader of the opposition is appointed. For starters, the UDP's constitution talks about the central executive, one of the party organs, advising the Governor General, telling the Governor General, so and so is to be leader of the opposition. That absolutely cannot stand. That is bizarre, because the constitution of the country says that it is the Governor General who determines who among the opposition members of the House commands the majority support of those opposition members, and she then confers upon that person the constitutional position of leader of the opposition. No party constitution can trump the constitution of the country.
Earlier this week, during an appearance on the Wendy Williams show, Shine Barrow referred to himself as the leader of the House of Representatives. We note that there is no such distinction in our parliamentary system, the highest office belonging to the Prime Minister. While we initially believed that he may have misspoken, the Mesopotamia area representative subsequently told News 5 that he was, quote, speaking to an American audience. In America, there is a majority and minority leader of the House of Representatives. I am the equivalent, that is, of the minority leader of the House of Representatives. Had I said opposition leader, the Americans would not have known what I was saying. Had I said minority leader, the Belizeans would still complain, unquote. Nonetheless, his deliberate omission of the words minority or opposition came across as being deceitful. This morning, we asked his father, former Prime Minister Dean Barrow, for an opinion on Shine's misnomer.
Part of the way in which he described himself is the leader of the House of Representatives. Now, it kind of struck a lot of people as kind of odd, because as far as we've been following Belizean politics and the parliamentary system, there is no leader of the House of Representatives in that particular instance, none higher than the Prime Minister himself. Share with us your thoughts on this matter. Perhaps it's either he misspoke or...
I would think so. I would think so, because it is true. If he said that, I haven't seen the interview, but I've seen reports of it, and it appears he did say that he is the leader of the House of Representatives. That obviously is not a fact. And so I would imagine that it was just a case of his having misspoken. There's no other way to view it, because he's not the leader of the House. He's the leader of the opposition in the House. In terms of the U.S. nomenclature, he is the minority leader of the House. Adding minority makes all the difference in the world. You can't say if you mean that I am the minority leader of the House, you can't just say, I am the leader of the House. No, the absence of the word minority makes all the difference.
Since returning to U.S. soil in an official capacity as leader of the opposition, Shine Barrow has been capitalizing on all the publicity he is being afforded by the American media. Aside from his individual pursuits, hobnobbing with music celebrities and meeting with high-level members of the U.S. Congress has given Belize the kind of exposure that an advertising budget can't afford. Earlier today, Shine met at New York City Hall with Mayor Ras Baraka and Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner to formalize sister city relations. So, what does Dean Barrow think about his son's recent power moves?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's good for him personally. It shows that he is still very much respected, very much a force to be reckoned with in the U.S. It shows that he has the kind of network that could be exploited to bring benefits to Belize. Somebody has made the point. When he goes on these shows, and there are millions and millions of U.S. and perhaps international visitors, and he talks up Belize, our advertising campaign for tourism couldn't pay for the kind of exposure this brings to the country. That's number one. Number two, when I was leader of the opposition, when I was prime minister, I couldn't with ease get the sorts of appointments that he has been able to get with absolutely top flight members of the US Congress. That has to count for something in terms of his ability to reap dividends from those contacts in behalf of Belize. And so I think it is very much a plus for him, a plus for the country, and certainly he is able to deploy that fact in the context of his campaign now to become leader of the United Democratic Party.
On Thursday, Lord Michael Ashcroft responded to a BreakingBelizeNews.com article on the $1.5 million the government of Belize has agreed to pay Port of Belize stevedores for the financial hardship they claim they suffered since the port was privatized back in 2002. Lord Ashcroft raised the question of who exactly will be sharing the compensation package, tweeting, quote, "That's fascinating. So, who gets the money? Shouldn't it be the stevedores who were employed at the time of the privatization? Or is it every stevedore employed since privatization? Or is it length of service? Or is it for the current stevedores even if they weren't there at privatization?" Unquote. The decision taken by the government came just days after the end of a strike by stevedores, which lasted for over a week. Some ships diverted to Big Creek in the interim, and at least one turned around and went back to the United States. The Port of Belize has said they are considering filing suit for the $1 million in lost revenue during the strike. There has been an outpouring of condolences since the announcement was made on Thursday evening of the death of former two-time Prime Minister Sir Manuel Esquivel. Sir Manuel was Belize's first prime minister following Belize's independence in 1984 and again in 1993. He passed away on Thursday. News 5's Marian Ali has put together the following tribute to Sir Manuel.
He was Belize's prime minister when Queen Elizabeth II visited in October of 1985 and again in February of 1994. And he met with the leaders and dignitaries of many countries during his terms in office. And in 1986, Her Majesty the Queen appointed Sir Manuel to her Privy Council, conferring upon him the title of Right Honorable. Now, on the occasion of his death, the offices of the Governor-General, the Prime Minister, and the Leader of the Opposition are among the many who have sent notes of condolences. Prime Minister John Briceño says that Sir Manuel was of upstanding character and was an approachable person.
The few times that we've been together, he was always kind and prepared to talk with me. I remember distinctly, and that was before 1993. That's the first real interaction I had with him when he had the Maritime Areas, or it was a bill at that time, and he joined the PUP in trying to get that bill passed through the National Assembly. And there was this countrywide consultations, and he joined Said Musa and the PUP and when he was in Orange Rock, I went to listen to him at People's Stadium, and I spoke to him afterwards, and I said, I thanked him for joining this move. And he looked at me kind of like strange. I said, well, what do you expect? No, I mean, this is something of national importance, and country comes first.
Former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Dean Barrow, who served as Deputy Prime Minister under Sir Manuel's tenure, says while many leaders are unique in their own way, Sir Manuel stood out for the same reason. He was a man of principle.
There was never any question but that he was possessed of the utmost integrity. Not just on a personal level, but as leader of our party, as leader of the country. He was straightforward in making it clear to his colleagues, to his ministers, do not bring to me, Esquivel, as Prime Minister, any proposal that cannot pass the smell test. I won't even discuss it. And if you bring it, not only will I reject it out of hand, but there will be consequences to you, the person that dared to bring such a proposal. That absolute rectitude, that complete rigor when it came to principle was, I think, what above all distinguished him from all the rest of us.
But not only was Sir Manuel considered by his successors, party supporters, and fellow politicians as a man of high integrity, but his family, who knew him best, say his humility and soft-spoken voice was not to be mistaken for him being weak. Kathy Esquivel recently wrote a biography of her husband entitled Still Waters.
I suppose in politics sometimes you can either do what's politically expedient or what's best for the country. And on many occasions, he did what was best for the country. And that's not always politically popular in the short term. In the long term, now everybody says, oh, yes, he was so great.
Sir Manuel's uprightness was tested once when former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Dean Barrow, was the foreign minister. He recalled the occasion.
Some dignitary had come to see him. The dignitary had first been to see me as foreign minister and then went up to see Sir Manuel as Prime Minister. That meeting concluded, and within 5 minutes or so, Esquivel sent for me. He said, look, this man left me a book as a present. And when I opened the book to page through it, here it is. This envelope was in it with X amount of dollars. You, Mr. Foreign Minister, you send somebody to chase down his vehicle and bring him back here so that I can say to him, what you did is reprehensible. do not ever seek to visit me again as Prime Minister. Take your filthy, dirty money and get the hell out of my office and get the hell out of Belize.
Sir Manuel will be laid to rest on Wednesday, and while Prime Minister Briceño has indicated it will be a state event, it will not be a funeral, as Mrs. Esquivel told us.
We didn't want a church service. He wanted a concert with all the music he loved, and that's what we're going to do.
Wow. Okay. What, can I ask what type of music that is?
Oh, a wide variety. Not hip hop and maybe not rap, because he was in his 80s. But yeah, a wide variety.
His wife has asked that Sir Manuel wanted more happy send-off. And so we will have that with full honors.
The celebration of his life will be held on Wednesday at 9 in the morning, but the venue is yet to be announced. Sir Manuel Esquivel was 81 years old. He is survived by his wife Kathy, son David, daughters Laura and Ruth, and 8 grandchildren. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Coming up, the Belize Bank hands out $10,000 to 10 lucky winners. Details when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. While traveling in Iran, the writer Eric Bishop came upon a large circular piece of land that was enclosed by a large hedge of thorns. He asked a villager what it was there for. Villager related that the sheep stayed in the round space at night for safety. Mr. Bishop then asked what the thorns were there for. The villager replied, if a wolf tries to break in and attack the sheep, he will knock against the thorns, and they will make a noise that will awaken the shepherd to drive the wolf away. Then, pointing out the enclosure's doorless entrance, Mr. Bishop asked why a wolf wouldn't just enter in through the opening. The villager replied, because that's where the shepherd sleeps, with his body stretched out across the opening or doorway. Jesus not only refers to himself as the door of the gate for the sheep to enter into the fold at night for safety, but as a good shepherd who knows his sheep by name. He not only guards the gate with his life, but is willing to give his life for the sheep. In a most wicked world, who is guarding the door for you? Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
We have been a partner with SMART for over 10 plus years. We have a full SMART plan we use as our major driver for our business. We have a service that rolls over in that if you call one and it is busy, it rolls over to the next line. So once you call us, you can get us at any time. Before we got this SMART service, we were paying upwards of nearly $2,000 in phone bills. Since we've had our SMART service, we pay an average of about $600. So we've had tremendous saving, more than 50%. For the businesses, if you want to save money, switch to SMART because it is far more cost effective and the service is excellent.
SMART continues to be innovative in bringing new technology and meaningful savings during these challenging times to businesses across Belize. Sign up for our VoIP technology or broadband packages and save more.
Small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, in tourism are invited to submit proposals for financial incentives under the Matching Grant Program, or MGP. The MGP is an activity under the Sustainable Tourism Program which provides funding to support projects that are beneficial to tourism, including COVID prevention, environmental, skills development, technology investment, marketing, or economic development. Targeted sectors include accommodation, food and beverage, transportation, travel trade, events and conferences, adventure and attractions, tourism services, tourism education and training, and other tourism-related services. Interested SMEs must complete and submit the required expression of interest forms for assessment and eligibility by February 21 at 4 p.m. Submit your expression of interest today. For more information, WhatsApp 67grant or 674-7268. Email grants.unit@belizetourismboard.org.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Digi, the premier name in voice and data, is also the country's leading provider of innovative services and solutions for small business and enterprise. At DigiBusiness, we offer solutions, tools, and applications to support your business needs. Reduce costs, improve efficiency, and excel in a changing world where no idea is too big and no task is too small. From technology advising to design implementation and management, our team of qualified solution sales and specialists can develop a reliable and robust infrastructure, allowing you to spend more time on what matters most, your business. Visit us online to explore how DigiBusiness innovative products and solutions can help your business reduce costs and improve efficiency.
A police constable finds himself behind bars tonight after he was arraigned today for the crime of rape of a child. The charge stems from a report made on Tuesday, February 8, alleged to be the second time that the officer had intercourse with the 13-year-old girl. That day, the deputy commander of the Punta Gorda police station and a team of officers responded to information that a police officer was inside a house with a minor. When the officers got to the location, they found PC Giovanni Chuck along with 3 females, including the minor. The girl, in the presence of her mother, reported that PC Chuck had sexual intercourse with her on 2 separate occasions, in early December 2021 and then again that day. A medical examination was conducted on the minor, and this morning, 23-year-old Chuck was arraigned for 2 counts of rape of a child and was remanded into custody by Magistrate Ford. PC Chuck is to reappear in court on May 11, 2022. It seems some people have begun cashing in on the COVID-19 testing market without the approval of the Ministry of Health. Today, the MOHW issued a reminder that Statutory Instrument Number 15 of 2022 states that every person who desires to offer testing for COVID must apply in writing to the ministry responsible for health for approval. Anyone violating this regulation faces a fine of $5,000 Belize. The ministry reminds the public that COVID-19 testing continues to be offered free of cost at MOHW testing sites and at health facilities countrywide, and for a fee at designated providers only. A 3-day workshop on the migration, environment, and climate change concluded today in Belmopan. The objective of the Nexus project is to improve the management of internal migration caused by climate change. Through partnership with the International Organization for Migration, the government of Belize is enhancing its capacities, evidence, and policy planning. So, what does this all mean for Belize? News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
One of the extremes of climate change is the impact it has on coastal communities. With rising sea levels, land and beach building materials are washing away, threatening livelihoods and cultures, and forcing families to relocate. The latter is the long-term effect on countries like Belize, so there must be some level of planning or preparation for this eventuality.
planned relocation helps us to know that, well, you know what, surveys and assessments need to be done to determine areas that are vulnerable, to determine people that are vulnerable and people that may have to move from one place to the next, so that when they move, we can have housing for them. We can have health services for them, educational service for them. We can put things in place so that they can continue their livelihoods.
Low-lying areas are also vulnerable communities to disasters and climate change. And as a country, planned relocation guidelines for climate-induced relocation are a must. For the past 3 days, representatives from various government ministries have been meeting in Belmopan to build their capacities to address the challenges associated with migration and climate change. The aim is to identify when relocation is the best option and what needs to be in place for this to happen without burden on GOB or the affected persons.
There's multiple challenges in terms of planned relocation, right? One is the data and the information that we need, where are the hazards, where are they going to strike? Another one is what does the community feel, right? Do they want to move? Don't they want to move? Where do they want to move? And also, how will their livelihoods be rebuilt? Are they going to have access to the same livelihoods? Is their living standard going to increase or decrease, right? So these are some of the considerations. Then there are obviously issues of resources and issues of policies that play into question in this.
This project helped to identify communities that are vulnerable to issues of climate change and the impacts of hazards. The project helped to develop a document on planned relocation. Those are guidelines on planned relocation, which tells us what should be done before moving persons from one location to the next, during and after.
The workshop will allow for these government ministries to align their programs to adapt to the challenges of climate change on a long-term basis. But the reality is that relocating an entire community or families during hazards such as floods, erosion due to climate change, is an expensive venture for the government to take on through the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO.
So having a plan can help with that, because it can help in addressing how can we get money, for instance, from international cooperation for green climate funding, and also the roles that the different ministers will play in this, right? So maybe not everything has to come from the same source. Maybe different entities can play a part. Maybe there's technical expertise that we can bring that will also reduce the cost. So all of this can be cost-saving measures for the future.
Let's say there's the Green Climate Fund. If you can develop a proposal and get a $10 million project to address these issues, that goes a far way. There's the Adaptation Fund, there's the Global Environment Facility. And so the funds are out there, but building our capacity and going out to get the funds to do what we need to do is something that we're working on even at this point. But I want to state also, as part of the discussion that we have been having, there's certain simple things, because we're talking about planned relocation, right? Because people will have to move from place to place, but we need to plan for it. So one of the things that we can do to help people to move in a sustainable way is to identify land for them. They can clear it, they can put a fence, they can put a structure, and that takes time. And so over time, they can build their own capacity to move on their own.
An integrated and comprehensive action plan to address internal migration was created and submitted to the International Organization for Migration, Belize. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Imagine checking your bank balance and suddenly finding an unexpected deposit. Not just $100, but $1,000. That is exactly what happened to 10 lucky Belize Bank customers as part of the bank's raffle to encourage account holders to pick up their new MasterCard debit card early. Belize Bank says its new MasterCard debit card offers customers secure transactions, less physical interaction, and the spread of bacteria, as well as increased satisfaction. News 5's Paul Lopez was invited to meet two of those winners and ask about their winnings and the convenience of the new card.
10 lucky Belize Bank customers won $1,000 each for picking up their new Belize Bank MasterCard debit card in the month of January.
When I got the call that I won the raffle, I was pretty shocked. Couldn't believe it, but I'm grateful that I was a part of it and it won.
I feel great for the first time at least. You know, you win something from the bank that you're actually banking with for over the past period of years, you know.
Hernandez and Paulina's names were entered into Belize Bank's raffle the moment they went to pick up their new card. With a $1,000 direct deposit to their accounts, these customers have been empowered to save and provide for their families.
Well, I find it as a good incentive to keep saving, especially after the strain that COVID-19 had on me. So gotta stretch every dollar, right?
You know, like regular Belizeans, like we say, money never comes too late. Yeah. You know, money never comes too late. So having it, using it, and then explaining to my other half that, you know, we have this money, well, we could practice it and go to the store one time and see how it works, pay the bills online, you know, do certain things that require the card.
Belize Bank is reminding its customers who have not picked up their new MasterCard debit card to do so by the end of February, as their Visa debit card will become inactive on February 28th. For these customers, the new card offers real convenience.
You don't have to worry about change. Like you say, oh man, I don't have any cash on me. All right, good. I have this. Yeah, this at work. And then, you know, I used to have your ID, your name, and so forth. Like you could verify actually, you know, this is you. And then you don't have to worry about having extra cash on you that when you come out of the bank, someone is monitoring you off the bat to try to take away a little bit.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Belize Bank has extended its opening hours until 5 p.m. during the week for debit card pickup only until February 24th. Belize Bank will also be open on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for card pickup. After the break, after a battle to regain one partner's health, this couple is back on track for getting married. Their Valentine love story when we return. But first, here is a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Offers the best mobile experience in Belize? You don't know? Well, the truth is Digi, our national telecom, of course. Digi has the largest mobile LTE advanced network with over 96% countrywide coverage, offering the fastest mobile LTE data speeds at the most affordable rates with mobile plans that fit your lifestyle. The truth is, only Digi gives the ultimate mobile LTE experience. Visit your nearest Digi store to join the bigger, better network today. Digi, our national telecom. Visit us online at www.livedigi.com.
The Energy Unit in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy, Logistics and E-Governance will be conducting a National Energy Use Survey from the 2nd of February to 30th May 2022. The survey will cover all sectors of Belize's economy, and the collected information will be used to support energy policies and assist in planning a sustainable future for Belize's energy sector. If your household has been selected, an enumerator will visit your home with an identification card. Enterprises will receive an online questionnaire to complete. In both cases, the ministry requests your kind cooperation. This survey is financed by a grant from the Global Environmental Facility via the World Bank, acting as the project executing agency under the framework of the Energy Resilience for Climate Adaptation Project.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, The George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
The ministry is collaborating with SpeedNet Communications to have a vaccination campaign for children ages 12 to 17 years. Children who get vaccinated will get a chance to win fabulous prizes, including backpacks with supplies, Nintendo Switch, tablets, book tuitions, and MiFi with 3 months data. Only children 12 to 17 years old can participate in this Smart and Ministry of Health and Wellness raffle. At vaccination sites, each vaccinated child, upon being vaccinated, will receive a ticket to place their name, age, date of birth, BHIS number, and contact information on, which will be filled out by a parent or legal guardian. The sooner a person vaccinates, the more chances he or she will have to win. Get vaccinated, Belize! Vaccination saves lives.
the beer of Belize.
It's the season of love, and one couple's story may help us all appreciate a dedicated and committed partner by your side. The Lovebirds were making plans when disaster struck, but now, with their dreams of marriage still alive, they entered an online competition sponsored by Channel 5's Open Your Eyes. Their story was chosen as the winner, and today they visited JEC, where Lawrence Augustine put a ring on it. News 5's Paul Lopez has the story.
31-year-old Rochelle Stephen was diagnosed with a form of cancer while preparing for her engagement and wedding. So she and her partner of 2 years, Lawrence Augustine, had to put a pause on their wedding and engagement plans to focus on medical bills.
I mean, a rough journey, but I end up to make up my mind that I don't in it, so I just continue drive on to the levels of where she there now. So I decide in my mind that she'll be the one.
Stevens is now in remission after months in treatment, and today she, alongside her partner, visited JC and Company Limited in Belize City to pick out an engagement ring.
We had plans what we wanted to do, and then we couldn't, because when this all started, Like, we have to do blood tests, we have to pay hospital bills, we have to do treatments. I mean, I just want a big fight. So, in terms of that, man, we couldn't do it. We wanted to, but when that happened, we had to put that on pause.
Stevens was given the option to choose any ring from JC's selection. She decided on a gold diamond ring with a pretty price.
Not actually really like a pick and choose, but I just set my eyes on that one day and I'm like, sit that one day.
Now finally, Mr. Augustine was able to take that next step towards marrying the woman he says he hopes to spend the rest of his life with.
When I get to meet Miss Rochelle, I noticed that, she is a person for me in my life, right? So I just decided that I would show my line and see how far I could come. And so far, me and she there together now.
They have people who say like they meet their hero, but I don't truly believe that like a hero. I see it that as like a God sent. Like God sent this person to me, because when I watch like different type of relationship, and he knows that sometimes I have bad temper, I have bad ways, and without everything, through everything, like he no give up, he no step aside, he no say, well, you know what, this the it, you have to go, or he just really had patience and still have patience with everything what we do.
The online competition that the couple won by telling their story was launched by Open Your Eyes and sponsored by JC. We spoke to sales representative Crystal Armstrong.
It's very touching in many ways because, people are struggling and would want to give, but financially it's not possible. So we just try to do the best we can. People are struggling right now in their homes, and, some men, they would want to give their partners so much more. So if we have that to give, then we will give, and just put a smile on everybody's face that wants to do something, better for their partner or loved ones.
Stevens and Augustine says their next moves are to go on with their day-to-day life while they plan their wedding. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
With only 3 days left before Valentine's Day, many will be out gift hunting over the weekend. Some will try to be offbeat and original, but for most of the traditional flowers and chocolates will top the list. And then there is always a special meal together or something in a precious metal to symbolize the strength of the relationship. Tonight, News 5's Paul Lopez is here to help you with your selections.
If you are on a budget for Valentine's Day wanting to spend between $10 to $50, you can consider purchasing flowers and chocolate. Here at Garden Blossoms Belize, you can purchase a rose for $10. Add an extra $40 and you can get a bouquet of roses with chocolates and a teddy bear.
We're offering chocolates, wine, roses, mostly roses. We always try to have our prices be affordable, not too expensive. So we have if you want to add teddy bears, chocolates, or wines to your arrangements, we have that option as well.
Why do you think that chocolate and roses, why are they such a good Valentine gift?
I think it's just we as women, it's something that we like. I don't think that there's any woman out there that wouldn't appreciate roses and chocolates, be given to her as a gift. Or a guy, every now and again, maybe a guy would appreciate flowers and chocolates.
Some people say Valentine's Day is overrated and that you should show love every day and not only on Valentine's Day. Do you feel that same way? What do you think about that comment?
No, it's a holiday it's a very nice holiday. I think it's one of the holidays where the person that you love or
can show you how much they appreciate you. Yes, you show them love every day, but I mean specifically on that day, you want to show them how much you love them every day.
If your partner is not one for flowers or chocolates, and you have a bit more to spend, you may want to consider a night out at Signature Deck in Belize City.
We have one whole package. We have a surf and turf, which the for couple, right? It comes with a glass of wine. The surf and turf, of course, the lobster and the meat. Then we have a chicken piccata, same. Come with a glass of wine. Then we have one salmon. All packages are for a couple, right? And then slightly price difference, but range about $60, right? And then we prefer then do reservations right now because at the time of the year, right? We have the inside, of course, air conditioned, but we do adhere to the COVID-19 protocols. Then we have the deck, and we have a VIP section. The VIP section, I move if you want the by yourself kind of thing with your league group or whatever. And then we have the deck with your umbrellas that you could hang out, just what you leave you.
But if flowers, chocolates, or dining out do not suit your gifting fancy, gem jewelry might be the thing for you. These gifts may come in on the higher end of the budget, but JEC says they have the right deals.
Right now for Valentine's, we're offering 15% on most jewelry. We have 20% off diamonds. We also have silver at 10%. So we have a wide range of items and different discounts, right? So we have something to offer for everyone. If you're on a low budget, if you save and you want to give something a bit special, then you would have that.
If I come in here and I want something for $200, I could get that.
Definitely.
If I come in and I want something for $10,000, I could get that?
We would, yes, we definitely have that. Okay. And we would give you a special price too. I believe that you should at least try, even if it's like a little chocolate. You know, you could write a little sweet note. It doesn't have to be something big, right? But you should make that person feel that love on that special day.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Just ahead on this week's Bright Side, raising a son by raising expectations. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
This weather update is brought to you by SMART. This weather update was brought to you by SMART.
However, there are some resolutions we shouldn't forget about. Join us for our new series, 100%, where we'll be talking about being 100% in on things like our relationship with God, our spouses, finances, and more. Tune in at 10 a.m. right here on Channel 5 Belize.
Remember to bring in the love this Valentine when you come on down to Champion Security's first ever drive-thru extravaganza and purchase one of our fully loaded 8-camera packages.
Yes, guys, we urge you this Saturday, February 12th, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here at Champion Security. Remember, all COVID protocols will be set in place.
And remember, guys, the 14th person to purchase a camera package also gets a $100 gift certificate, so you don't want to miss it. please come on down. Champion Security, where your safety is our business.
In these trying times, Smart is here to lessen the burden. Smart's reduced roaming rates save you while traveling. Calls back home are a low 35 cents per minute when visiting Canada, the US, and Mexico, or pay as low as 50 cents for calls when visiting countries in the Caribbean, Central, and South America. For the month of February and March, enjoy an unbelievable low rate of 30 cents per megabyte when roaming with mobile data in Canada, the US, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. Whether you are a business traveler, studying abroad, visiting loved ones, or just traveling for pleasure, Smart's new roaming rates have got you covered. Roaming in China, Europe, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean is as low as the cost of making a local call. It's that low. Smart's roaming coverage continues to grow, so you can also enjoy affordable roaming rates in several destinations across the globe. For more information on rates to other countries, visit our website or call 1090 for more details before you travel. Smart, bringing people together.
Hi everyone, my name is Gabriela and my name is Kieran. Today we're going to be learning how to put on makeup.
Connecting people, creating memories, sharing a smile. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
Motherhood is never easy, but it can be even more difficult when you find out you have a special needs child. Tonight on The Bright Side, I bring you the uplifting story of a mother from Ladyville who is not only coping, but finding joy as she raises her autistic son. As you will see, she has also taken on the role of therapist for her little one, because it is so difficult to get that sort of professional help in Belize.
Imagine being trapped in your head and can't communicate your needs. And if you're hungry, you have to just eat what is being fed, what they hand you. Not being able to say yes or no, like you don't have an opinion. You don't have a voice. If you stop for a minute and you think about that, then you would know what it's like to be autistic.
Amy Young became a first-time mother in 2014 when she was 20. She gave birth to her baby boy Dominique, and like all parents, thought about the future she wanted for her child.
Finding out I was pregnant, and it was very joyful, excited, as first-time parents. You tend to be so, it's overwhelming but exciting, and you pick out cute outfits and you plan your child's life, so to speak. And you look at the schools, look into the schools that you're going to put your child in, maybe programs that you would want your child to be a part of. And it didn't seem, or I never thought it would be challenging. Do you know how to say, hi, my name is Dominique? Just like what you do on YouTube and say, today, welcome to my... You can charge my thing first. I will charge not first, I will charge it after, okay? After you? Yes. You got to live. Who is the mama? No. Who is the parent? No.
But this Ladyville mom would later learn her son was autistic, a developmental disorder that affects a child's social interaction and communication. She would have to grapple with the idea of missing one of the best parts of motherhood, hearing her little one speak.
The therapist would give you a narrative or a description of what autism is, but from a therapist's point of view and a mother's point of view, it's two different. Keg. I need to find a therapist in a country that there is no therapist. That's how everybody put it, right? The Inspiration Center is one of the places that I reach out to. There was a long waiting list. I believe it was over 100 people waiting list when they mentioned to me. So that was something. I had his name written down, but it wasn't something immediate, and I needed immediate service. Yeah. If you research about autism, you would know that early intervention is key to helping a child. It does not guarantee 100%. Nothing is guaranteed 100% in life, right? But I had to act now. There's a lot of free resources online. It takes hours and hours, and I would be up at 4 a.m. in the morning researching how to help my child autism. I would take notes. I would watch him play and analyze him and write his behavior. What does your morning affirmation card say? Read it. Africa. I am confident. I'm confident.
Amy has also shared what she has learned with others, speaking at the Inspiration Center, reaching out to other parents to help them not only cope, but find joy in raising autistic kids and helping them find their voices.
I want parents to understand that your children are made with purpose. And don't ever forget that God made each and every one of us with purpose. When I became a mother, my life became purposeful. Yeah. I found my calling in motherhood.
What's that calling?
Teaching, autism education, Teaching special needs children.
Week.
Is that, can you find a sight word? Can you find a sight word?
Get up.
Get up, yes.
Get up. And get up. Get up. Okay.
Good job.
I know Dominique said he wants to be a YouTuber or Spider-Man. What do you see him being years from now?
Dominic is going to be an entrepreneur like his mother.
Okay.
Young is now making a business out of health-conscious meals, inspired by an autism-friendly diet for Dominique. She sells cold-pressed juices and smoothies.
I'm scared of what the work environment would be like for him. So I think the best thing for me is to help him learn to be independent. He's going to be doing YouTube. He's going to be traveling the world because he wants to travel the world. He wants to see places. He want to do big things. He's able to express these things to me.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I love mommy. I love everyone. I love you. I love your heart. I love everyone. Goodbye.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.